everybody. It's Nick Astor. Really excited to be with Dr. Stephanie Gripney. Steph, you're the founder of Colorado Impact Days, one of the biggest impact investing conferences around, as well as the founder of the Impact Finance Center. Let's just jump right into it. We're talking about impact investing specifically for a corporate audience. How does impact investing work with corporations?
You know, it's a great question, Nick. When we started Colorado Impact Days and I started calling corporations to see if they would sponsor the conference, they asked me the question, what is impact investing? And I thought, uh-oh, we have a problem here. And so that led me to sponsoring the international case competition for net impact. And we used a case study, which is really the cornerstone and foundation of this course. And since we started doing that work in 2012, I'm happy to report, I believe my personal professional opinion is that corporations are the fastest growing impact investor group right now in the space. And it's interesting because it takes a lot of different forms. Let's look at Patagonia. Patagonia, led by Phil Graves, has Tin Shed Ventures, which is essentially an internal impact investing fund to invest in impact investing companies and social enterprises. And then Cliff Bar, the founders exited and they created White Road Investments. And that's an external impact investing fund. And they invest in market rate impact investments in consumer foods and goods. And then we saw Closed Loop Fund. And that was co-led by co-led. Then there's Closed Loop Fund, led by Rob Kaplan, who's now at Circulate Capital. And that was the first $100 million fund that was a multiple limited partner fund. So it kind of came out of Walmart, and they took Nestle and Coke and Pepsi and Unilever, and they took money sometimes out of their treasury dollars, but sometimes out of their corporate foundation dollars, low cost debt, say 0.1%, and they realized they needed to lend it to cities so that they could borrow to redo their recycling infrastructure. And by doing so, they could essentially turn trash to cash. By doing so, they could turn trash to cash and essentially create a opportunity to reduce their costs, create a new asset, reduce their PR, reduce their harm in the environment. And then you're seeing also cool innovations from companies like Starbucks, who, when they're upgrading their supply chain, instead of pushing that cost off to their suppliers, they're actually issuing a supply chain bond, sustainability bond, and providing low cost capital. And you add accelerators, incubators. Comcast is doing some really cool work, some innovation out of Colorado with some co-working spaces called Commons on Chapman, expanding it. So you're seeing impact investing in corporations take many, many forms, which is really exciting.
It's very exciting. And would you say that this is sort of an evolution or even a replacement for traditional corporate philanthropy?
I do. I think we're at this turning point. And, you know, we often talk about the $30 trillion wealth transfer to women and millennials. And I think those millennials are coming into corporations, and you can see it whether you're talking to United Ways. The corporate philanthropy, people want a more active experience, and they want to learn by doing. They want to be in charge of where their philanthropic dollars are going. And so all of this is kind of the expansion of what corporate social responsibility can be, all from the supply chain of improvements in that supply chain, all the way up to the innovation arm, the CSR arm, the marketing arm, the venture arm, and now the corporate foundation arm.
So we've got this course coming up in Denver in a month and a half. Who is this course for, and what are they going to learn?
Oh, that's a great question. What we are doing is we are taking the case competition that we created with Net Impact, and it's a fun case. Claire is working for a cattle company in Denver, Colorado, and she's on a corporate rotation. So she's already been in the CSR shop. She then goes to the innovation shop. She's then in the marketing shop, and her last corporate rotation is the corporate foundation. And the corporate foundation has been around for 50 years. And so what we do is have you, all the folks that attend the course, which are managers, directors in those different shops, actually role play. And the first assignment is to role play and design the corporate foundation using impact investing. And so the CEO has essentially said, Claire, if you design a strategy that is not our tit for tat little philanthropy and come up with a systemic strategy for this corporation, we'll hire you. And so the first day of the course, You'll hear some impact investing presentations from our team. You'll hear Greg Bagney from White Road Investments talk about his work at Cliff Bar. But then you'll be working in a small team of 4 developing your solution for that case competition. The second day is essentially you've been hired to implement this. But now we have the opportunity of, as opportunities come up to the corporation, how do you decide when the corporate foundation does the investment versus the CSR arm versus the marketing arm versus the innovation arm? So day 2 is really about how do you develop a strategy for interorganizational communication. And I love it because when I first told Greg Bagney, who's one of our guest instructors, about the course, he said, wow, we actually have that problem at Cliff Bar right now. I just normally hand stuff over to my colleague at the Cliff Bar Foundation. And so what's cool about this case is you learn by doing, and it's very relevant in real life, and we'll bring in some of the best instructors in the industry.
Terrific. Well, I'm really excited to see this come together. I'm really excited to see where this all leads. And folks who are interested in checking this out, you can visit the URL, which should be at the bottom of this screen, as well as contact us directly. That information should be available for either me or Stephanie. Thanks a million for your time, and we'll see you soon.
Hope to see you in Colorado.